Hello and welcome back to Capsule Closet Stylist with me, Michelle Barrett. I've been a personal stylist for 25 years, dressing celebrities in film, TV, light entertainment and editorial. Just at the end of the pandemic, I decided to start an online business where I help people like you build capsule wardrobes that mix and match easily, saving you time, money and space. Now today I wanted to talk to the over 60s. Now if you fall into this category or you're heading fast towards that category, the chances are you're either in a situation where maybe the children have left home, so you're starting to think about yourself again, or it could be that you're considering retirement at some point, or it could just be that you're thinking, you know what, I've lost my way a little bit and I need some guidance in building a wardrobe that works for me again. Now, one thing that I believe is that fashion is just a way of making you buy more. So often fashion is dictated by different houses and encouraging you to buy this look or that look or the other look. And the chances are you've seen most of those looks already happen and come back round again. And it might have been that you didn't like them in your 20s, so why should you wear them now? I honestly believe that creating a wardrobe that works for you and your style, instead of being something that's dictated from the outside, works best. So today I'm going to talk to you guys about how you can build a capsule wardrobe from scratch and take certain steps that will get you to where you want to be and help you find your happy place again. So let's get started. Now, the first thing that I want you to do before you even consider buying anything, decluttering anything, or even heading towards your wardrobe is to rediscover what you love. It is so easy to get confused. Now, the vast majority of clients, private clients who come to me, fall into that category. And what has happened is essentially they have usually been concentrating on other people and not themselves for many years, and they've lost their way. Most of us know what we love when we're in our 20s, and we experiment, and there's certain things we like, and we try things out, and it's all very exciting. Then maybe your body changes a little bit, your commitments change a little bit, where you've got to go changes, maybe you move to a different climate. There's so many different things that can happen in between your 20s and when you reach your 60s. But there is no reason on this earth why you shouldn't still be feeling like you look good. Do not let anybody tell you you need to dress this way or that way. And I say this as a 51-year-old woman sat here now in a pair of denim dungarees because I love them. This is my style. This is what I like, and this is what makes me feel good. So therefore I wear it. And that is what I am going to encourage you to do. So the first thing that I want you to do is to go over to Pinterest, create 2 Pinterest boards, one for colour and one for style, and just pin colours you like on one side and pin styles you like on the other. Now don't worry about whether they work for you, whether they're right for you, what your partner will say, what the woman down the road will say. This is entirely about you pinning what you like. It's about you getting your creative juices flowing again. It's very much the aesthetic side of us building that capsule wardrobe that works for you. Because it is one thing for me to talk to you about what colours might work or styles might work, or about the climate and the very practical aspects, but if you don't like the look of it, it is never going to work. So that is the first thing that I want you to do. I want you to rediscover what you love. Now, if you're walking down the street one day and you see someone walking near you, doesn't matter what age they are, by the way, and you see something they're wearing, you think, actually, I really like that. Think about what it is you like about it. Try and find something similar on Pinterest and pin it to that board. This is going to be your building blocks and your reference point to rediscover what you love again. Now, if you don't know about Pinterest and you're not used to any sort of social media, which I know some of you aren't, head over to YouTube and actually just punch in the search bar, or punch in Google, if you feel safer doing that, punch in Google how to use Pinterest. Okay, it's very simple. You open up an account, you put your email address in, you put your name in, and you create a board, and it will say how to create a board. It's really quite straightforward once you get to know how to do it. And then you can go into the search engine at the top and you could punch in, I don't know, sky blue colours or colour palettes or or blue colour palettes, or you could punch in, I don't know, gypsy dresses or blue dresses or whatever it is you're looking for, and just pin those items. So you've got then a palette full of colours, and you've also got then, sorry, a board of colours, and you've got a board of styles. Now what you will very, very likely realise, take your time over this as well, spend at least a couple of months doing it, what you will very likely realise is that there is a pattern that emerges both on the colours and on the style. There will be repeats on the style side, there will be repeats on the colour side. That is what you want to take note of. So that's what you need to do before you even head over to the wardrobe. Now, the first step in building that capsule wardrobe is, once you've done that Pinterest board, is to look at those colours. Now, it's always really helpful to know what colours work for you. Now, I always suggest to clients that you choose around 8 colours. Now, 4 what I call canvas colours and 4 what I call paint colours. Now, you can have any combination of what I've just said that suits you. If you love all bright colours, you go for those bright, very vibrant paint colours. If you prefer more neutral, muted, what I call canvas colours, which tend to be the kind of colours, a bit like behind me, which tend to drop into the background, then go for those. But if you're really confused and you really don't know where to start, I'd suggest around 4 of each. I wouldn't go any more than 8 if you can manage it. The reason why I say that is because it's much easier to mix and match a wardrobe with more minimal colours, with less colours. The more colours you've got, the more styles you've got, the more options you've got, the harder it is to choose an outfit in the morning. And we're trying to make this as easy as possible. If you've not had a colour analysis done, I suggest you look into it. You can do the kind of questionnaires online, but if I had £1 for every person who's come to me who's done one of those questionnaires online and ended up even more confused and ended up coming to me anyway for a colour analysis, I'd probably be a very rich lady, and I'm not. So that gives you an indication of how well that works. But it is, you know, if that's something you want to look at, absolutely look at it. But what you'll likely find is that when you do one of those questionnaire things, is that some of the colours will feel right to you and some of them won't. And it may well be that on one website you do one and it brings you up as, say, cool summer, and another one it brings you up as warm autumn, or whatever the description is. Now, I would suggest the reason for that is most people, in my humble opinion, fall between categories. I choose from 216 different options when I do a colour analysis and body shape style guide, and I do that because it is much more intricate than putting people into 12 different categories, in my opinion. But find out as much as you can about it. Get a colour analysis done. If you want more information on that, by all means, send me a message or go to the website, capsuleclosetstylist.com, book a consultation with me. And yeah, I'd love to see your face. I always love seeing the faces of people who are watching these videos, and we can talk about it. However, I can give you some tips. So, the way that colour works, it falls into 3 categories. The first one is kind of contrast. So how much contrast is there between your eyes, skin and hair? If you've got very dark hair, very pale skin, very pale eyes, there's a lot of contrast. If you've got dark skin, dark eyes and dark hair, not so much contrast. Or blonde hair, pale skin, pale eyes. So you can kind of see where I'm coming from here. So that's the first aspect we look at, is how much contrast you can afford to have in your colours. The second aspect we look at is how vibrant or how muted colours are that suit you. So that is often based on how vibrant the colour is in your eyes, and particularly your hair and sometimes your skin as well. So we reflect that in colours as well. So that would reflect how vibrant or muted those colours are. Then finally, it's how warm or how cool they are. So are you more cool toned or are you more warm toned? Now, the vast majority of you watching this will sit somewhere in between. Now, there are people that sit very much towards the cool and there are people that sit very much towards the warm, but in my experience, most people will sit close to one end or close to the other end, but still have aspects of the opposite as well. So that is where a lot of the confusion comes in. So, you know, think about what colours might work for you and choose around 8 of them. Now, if you do have a colour analysis done, if you work with me, I always get you to do a Pinterest board anyway. Then what we do is we mesh together the colours that are in your Pinterest board with the ones which I've suggested, so that we're not only looking at colours you love, but also colours that we know that works for you. So that's the first aspect I would definitely look at, colours you love, and try and find out what colours work for you as well, so you can get that as accurate as possible. Now, the next aspect I want you to look at, and I do talk about this a lot as well, is your kind of body type. You know, are you heavier around the bottom, around the middle, or around the top? Now, this applies to men and women. It doesn't matter what sort of body type you are, but knowing your body type enables you to dress in a way that enhances your best features and skims over those areas you're not so happy about. Now, I'm not going to say to you what areas you're happy about and what areas you're not happy about, because only you know that. But what I can do is give you some tips as to how you can enhance your best features and skim over those areas you're not so happy about. But knowing your body type is really, really helpful. And what I find is that most people fall between body types. So, you know, they might go to one website and it might say to them they're an hourglass, and go to the next website and it might say they're pear. So knowing that as well can really help you. So again, if you need help with that, get in touch with me. But small tips on this front. So anywhere where you are not so confident, in other words, it might be that you, let's say for example, you've got a bit of a tummy and you're a bit conscious about your tummy. You might not be. If you're not, great, go for it. But if you are, I'm just using this as an example. So let's say you've got a bit of a tummy and you're a bit conscious about it. So what I would suggest you do is wear matte, darker colours over that area. Now, patterns are sometimes good as well, because patterns sometimes disguise it. But what I wouldn't do is wear anything bright, light, or shiny. And the other thing that you don't want to do as well is wear anything that is really clingy, so jersey, particularly lightweight jersey, anything that clings to those areas. One of the worst things that is you could probably wear is anything that's got a stretch satin in it, or like a stretch velour, because those fabrics as well, not only do they cling to those areas, but they also enhance it with light. So the way the light, if you think about it, the way the light hits satin or it hits velour, it very much emphasizes any shapes. Now, the opposite flip side is, if you've got an area you are happy with, then you want to go for the bright, light, and the shiny, and you know, and frills and all that. So definitely think about your body type, and definitely think about how you can dress to enhance your best features. Now, sometimes, occasionally, you'll get a situation where, say for example, your colours that you've chosen are like more of the darker end, but a certain part of your body is better for you to have lighter colours towards your face. In that instance, if you're somebody who can't wear black, then I'd suggest maybe looking at navy blue or charcoal grey. But definitely go for matte. More natural fabrics tend to be better as well if you're trying to cover any area. The other thing is, don't add bulk, so don't add thick materials. Don't go for this ridiculous oversized thing that's around at the moment to try and cover yourself up, because you just look bigger everywhere by doing that. So don't do that. Don't drown yourself in fabric. You know, enhance and come in where you feel comfortable. On women, one of the safest places to come in is usually under the bust and gently skim out there. That is one of the safest places on nearly all women to be able to come in quite comfortably. So yeah, learn what body type you are and learn what types of styles work for that particular body type. That can absolutely then go in with the aesthetic side that you've done with your Pinterest board, and where you've thought about what styles you like, you can then kind of add in what styles will work for you as well. So first, we've gone Pinterest board, we're looking at as the aesthetics. Second, we're looking at colour. Third, we're looking at styles that suit your body type. Now, once you've looked at those kind of practical sides, you want to think about the core essentials that work for you and your wardrobe. Now, there are quite a few elements that go into creating a capsule wardrobe that works. Now, what I get asked quite frequently is how many pairs of trousers should I have in my capsule wardrobe, or how many shirts, or how many pairs of jeans? And I do occasionally write blog posts where I go, you know, this is the capsule wardrobe for 2022, and I put suggestions in it or whatever it is. But there is no way of me knowing what would work for your capsule wardrobe without me working with you directly. Now, every single capsule wardrobe will be different, and the number of pieces that you need will be different. And anybody that tells you otherwise is lying, and I will explain why. So, essentially, every single one of you watching this right now all live in different climates. You do different things for work, you do different things at weekends and during the week, and go out on different occasions. You've got different activities you do, sporting activities or hobbies, etc., etc. So there is no way I could know what you do on a weekly basis and what you need. Now, for your capsule wardrobe to work, you need to think about all those aspects yourself. So there's a way in which I would suggest you do that. So if you live in a seasonal climate, then obviously it is maybe worth, particularly if you've got two distinct seasons, maybe it is worth you having one for autumn winter and one capsule wardrobe for spring summer. Now, some people divide it into four, like spring, summer, autumn, winter. I personally think that's too much. I don't think it's necessary. I think two is fine, but that is one thing you need to do to start off with. You need to consider that. One little tip with that as well, if you do live in a seasonal environment, you've chosen your 8 colours, what I would suggest you do is swap out 2 or 3 of them for the next season, so that the vast majority of your wardrobe is still in the same colours and blends through in those days where, like yesterday, it was torrential rain here, today it is bright sunshine. So we're transitioning right now from winter into summer. It's very late this year as well, by the way. We're transitioning at the moment, so every day is interchangeable, and if you live in a seasonal climate, you'll know exactly what I mean. That means that the vast majority of your wardrobe and the colours that are in it will blend into the next season easily. So just swap out 2 or 3 of those colours just to brighten it up for the next season. So think about what you do on a weekly, monthly basis. Now, one of the best ways to do that is to look at what you do, divide your month up over by 100%. So if you spend 60% of your time at work, then 60% of your wardrobe should be work related. If you spend 10% of your time at yoga, then 10% of your wardrobe should be yoga related. So also think about how often you do a wash cycle, because that will give you an indication of how many repeats you need. So when you say to me, how many pairs of trousers do I need? You should be able to answer that question. If you go to work 5 days a week, you only do a wash once a week, then maybe you need, say, 3 pairs of trousers for that week, depending on what you do. If you're on your hands and knees every day, maybe you need a new pair of trousers every day. You know, so think about what you do, how dirty you get, how often you have a wash cycle, does dry cleaning work for you? And also kind of think about things like how dirty you get in terms of what colours you need to have as well. So think very practically and think about how you can stop working for your wardrobe. And what I mean by that is you go buying stuff that you're making mistakes with, that don't work for one reason. It digs in, it itches, it doesn't quite go with what you've got, whatever it is. So instead of working for your wardrobe starts working for you because you've planned it. So core essentials are those core essentials that you need for your wardrobe, and how they piece together. And one of the best ways to do that is to limit down those colours as well. So that's my next suggestion, is break your month down from 100%, work out what you do and the practicalities of what you need, but also consider, you know, fabrics you like, styles you've liked previously, brands you've liked as well, and what shoes you're wearing with outfits and everything. So consider all those aspects to make it work. Finally, capsule wardrobe outfit ideas. Now, one of the best things that you can do, and a really simple way of putting an outfit together, is to choose around 3 colours. So 2 base colours, like say navy blue and beige, and then maybe a highlight colour of red or pink or whatever you suggest. or you can keep it all very neutral. Now, another little tip I've got with outfit ideas is if you're wearing a pattern, always choose the colours in the pattern, not the background of the pattern, to match items too. So let's say you've got a white dress with navy blue flowers on it, then maybe wear a navy blue jacket with it and navy blue shoes. Don't try and match the white, it will be a lot harder to do that. It always works much better matching to the pattern. If you're going for a monochromatic look, which is basically, let's say you've got navy blue skirt and you've got a navy blue pair of trousers, and it doesn't quite work because it's not quite a suit, so the navy blues aren't quite the same. This can even work with black. You get blacks that have got purple base to them, you've got blacks that have got more of a brown base to them. So if you try and match them, sometimes it can look a little bit off. The way in which you can make that work is to go for a monochromatic look, and the best way to do that is to use different fabrics. So let's say black knitwear with black satin or cotton or linen, and the reason for that is because the light will hit those fabrics differently and it will work then. If you found this helpful, subscribe, like, tell your friends, book in for a consultation with me. You know, I'd love to meet you. I love it when I get potential clients come to me and they say, oh, I was watching your YouTube videos, I feel like I've got to know you already. You know, it's really good because we make these videos and we never know who's watching it. So head over to capsuleclosetstylist.com. In the top right hand corner you'll see a little section that says book a discovery call, and I'd love to hear from you. We can work out what's the best way with your wardrobe, and I can help you create that wardrobe of your dreams so you can look and feel fantastic, because that's really, really important. Anyway, have a lovely week wherever you are, and I'll see you soon. Take care. Bye.